A podcast on a Monday and new music.
Welcome to the Bacon Down Podcast.
How did we feel about that music? Vibey, I think.
Vibey.
Still,
how long are we going to be stuck with this one?
20 episodes.
20 episodes?
20. What's 20 weeks from today?
I have no idea. I'm going to say it's probably, if there's 4 weeks, we're at 8, 12.
Quick.
6 months.
December 4th is when it changes again, if we're consistent with the podcast.
6 months. I was pretty close.
Yeah, so December 4th.
That's quick math.
That's good, huh? Tell them, other than math problems and jazz and music, what can they expect?
Not much.
Why are we here on Monday?
We are here on Monday because you guys texted
Why does it sound like you're suddenly an infomercial when I ask you these introductory questions?
I'm trying to keep that energy
The reason
up.
why we're here on Monday is
I'm
because
really in vacation mode and I'm really
Corrie
trying to
has
rep
checked
myself.
out. If you sent Corrie an email between Thursday last week, we were very working, and Friday this week, do you have to, when you come back from a trip, not that I haven't known you for 34 years.
CPR? Reboot myself?
Do you still act like you're on the trip for a couple days after, lethargic? Or are you I'm back, I'm recharged?
It depends how the trip treated me. If you're
There's a lot of teas.
Yeah, trip treated me. That was a quick whip.
So Corrie and I, a little history here, guys.
Little history.
When Corrie got divorced, did we go to?
What are you doing?
You were I didn't realize we were portioning beans.
What are you talking about?
Then one day you sent me a message and said, I would like to take us on my dime to the beach.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah, I'd like to. This means more to me.
Man, I've taken you
Phoenix risen from the
Disney
ashes.
And the beach.
Okay, when you're good at logistics, you get invited. So that was 9 years ago because my Google Home or my Google Photos always remind me. And then we've never stopped. Corrie stopped paying though. So
I did. And I said, you know what? You're expensive. Crab legs aren't free.
It's no longer a free trip. So I guess we've gone every year, but last year because you didn't like.
Yes, Dayton. Didn't like who you were dating.
Could you imagine?
You took him to the beach and took him in.
I asked you to go and you said don't talk to me.
I'd rather not.
So anyways, Corrie and I are going to be going there.
We're going to, don't even at me. Don't even at me.
There's no twin admins.
If the group goes up in a fiery ball.
I'd recommend arguing about politics.
You want to skate by the rules? This is your time to shine.
Go post that ego set you did and get them likes.
If you're just tuning in for the first time, we promise there is a little marketing nugget in here for you. We are the twins with the Baking It Down podcast. We run a group on Facebook called the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. There's 41,000 bakers in there, 7,000 pending. I like to let them trinkle in. Trinkle, trinkle. Tinkle, tinkle.
Trickle.
Trinkle.
You said trinkle?
Tinkle,
You guys, any of you that had a trinkle in, I'm sorry. The rest of you will trickle in.
Sounds like such a real word.
Trinkle sounds. What do you think it sounds
Trinket
like?
and twinkle.
So you guys twinkled in. Welcome. But yeah, this is what we wanted to talk about this week. Good, fast, cheap.
Good, fast, and cheap.
Good,
Just
fast,
how I
or
like
cheap.
my ice cream.
Good, fast, cheap.
Good, fast, and cheap.
Okay, you're on the way to the bathroom with lactose intolerance. So when you hear that phrase, it's always this: good, fast, or cheap, not and cheap. You've got to only pick two. You cannot be all three. And I would like to expound on what that is technically. So the car, a piece of crap out that I haven't seen in 2 months. Yeah. I was recommended to send it to a shop down south.
Okay.
It's now up north, so I didn't go to the shop.
Something happened.
Yeah. Turned left. It didn't. The trailer was on did. But they called the shop down south, and the guy is like, wow, you come so highly recommended. Everyone has said you are that guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I am. But if you send me your car now, I'll start it when the podcast music changes. He said I would get started on it in December.
So he would hold on to it.
He said I had
6
15
months?
of them. They're not working. None of them work. They're all ending up with him because they stopped.
Oh.
So I said, that's a lot of cars. I said, well, hey, guy,
a long line. You
kind of know what that's telling you.
Yeah.
Put some sugar cookie marketing on him. I said, you're good and you're cheap because oddly he is. His quote, of course, it was just preliminary, would have been a third of what I'm paying.
But at the cost of
not having a car, but paying property taxes.
Yeah.
So I said, like you are very good.
really
and
good.
I've been heard you're extremely cheap.
You're not fast.
And he had to pick 2 and he did not choose fast. Needless to say, he said, Heather, I'm ethical and I don't want to overcharge people. I said, hey, guy, like, hey, no problem at all. I respect it. It's awesome. I'm going to send it up north because I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Like, imagine not having a car for a year.
I know.
Most people would have another car. But I said, I'm going to send it up north. But then a couple days later, he said, would you mind letting me know what their quote is? I do think I'm undercharging and it is just destroying
great. Now
my
the other
reputation.
15 people are hating you.
Yeah.
He's not cheap or fast now. He's just good.
So just imagine if that guy had raised his prices, he would have had fewer cars because fewer people would have paid him. But for the cars that he had, when I called him.
He could work faster through those ones.
Absolutely.
Because he'd have fewer to do.
When I called him, he had been referred to me by another guy, and he said, hey, when that guy told you about me, what did he say? He said, you're fantastic. He said, did he say I'm slow? I said, he led with that. He did lead with the fact that you're incredibly slow. And so he was like, well, I'm ethical. I can sleep at night. And that's great and everything. And that's awesome. But at the end of the day, I didn't want an ethical person. I wanted a fast person.
At the end of the story, I think everyone thinks you have a lot of guys in your life. Because you're like, I know a guy who knew a guy who recommended a guy who called a guy.
When you don't know how to work on your car, you're going to find a couple guys in your life.
But that is very true. You can't be all 3 and be a successful business. I know a lot of us try. It is nice to be cheaper so more people can get custom
right now
cookies.
people are thinking, no, I'm good, fast, and cheap. You're a good, fast, cheap, and booked out so far you can't take orders.
You're good, fast, cheap, and a liar.
There'll be an altar call at the end of the podcast.
The problem with it, if you're good and fast,
you're not cheap because you're good. That's what people want. Imagine I wanted an order from you. I wanted to be hyper custom. It was 4 dozen, let's pretend. And I said, hey, I need it by Saturday. I'm going to pay.
I just quoted an order.
To pay. I'm going to pay.
2 designs, a lemon and a onesie. For 4 dozen, I just charged $3.20.
That's ridiculous. Did they
But
pay?
you get it. She said, send me the invoice.
Because she needs it. As soon as we get back from the beach.
This is the second email about this order, so they need somebody.
Absolutely. So here's it. Somebody forgot to do something. So here's the thing. As the customer who forgot, you can say, well, Corey, that's really unethical. You know they're in a hard spot. They're in a hard spot, one, for cookies, right? They're not in a hard spot for kidney surgery.
Oreos taste great. And you can get lemon Oreos.
So they do not want Corey's ethics to be like, I charge you $3.20 and I'd never do that to somebody, so I'm not going to take your order. What they want is to be charged a lot because they want good and fast. It is not
They know
unethical.
It's not going to be cheap.
Yes.
And the lady said, hey, I know I've waited to the last minute.
Yep.
Is there any way you can just help me? And the subject line was capitalized. Help me.
When you did speak, you did speak. So going back to the car, my car is in an up north shop who's good and fast.
But not cheap.
If they were good and fast and cheap, they would be way too busy. And then they would be burnt out and they would not have ever gotten a car.
So let's tie it back into bakery and let's choose.
I love it. Let me just write what these look like. I'm having a hard
those
time.
words.
Good, fast. What was it? Okay, good, fast, cheap. So let's do a scenario. We have good and cheap at the expense of fast. So when you have a good product, so you're a talented baker, it's a good product,
delicious,
and you're cheap because you want to be able to sleep at night and you don't care that the cost of butter is increased.
You're doing this because you really love decorating.
These are going to be hobby bakers. These are going to be these are going to be calling something out on it, like the grandmas who are like, I'm just doing this for fun. I don't really need the money. I just like it, and I want to cover my costs.
There's a lot of people who work a full-time job who it's their second income, so it's not pressure to pay the phone bill or the lights are going to turn
Corrie
on.
and I have these types of people who take our in-person cookie decorating class. They are like, I'm retired. I'm hunting for hobbies.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't care. I don't want to know profit margin. I don't want to know any of that. I just want to be able to make something really cute for my sisters. That's it.
Yeah. That is done.
Then they can be good and cheap and not fast because they don't have, again, no pressure to make money, no pressure to turn around product.
The problem is when you're good and cheap, you're going to be so booked out.
Yeah.
Because everyone wants good and cheap.
Absolutely.
But
so you rarely see it.
You never see those people.
It.
Once they get booked, you'll see them. It'll be like booked for 2023.
And I guarantee you they're not taking a ton of orders because they don't need to. This is not like it's, when you tell somebody who's like, you need this to pay a light bulb bill.
Yeah.
And the person who's like, I have my light bulb bills paid until the sun burns out. Then they don't need it. So they're not very pressed and they don't open up their calendar. They're not stressed.
Or you have to book 3 months in advance and customers just, they're last minute.
Help me. All caps. Tells you all I need to know. So then, okay, let's go to the next scenario. So we have good and fast, but not cheap. This is Corrie's order that she's taking right now.
Good and fast. Yes. So you need it in less
So you
than
think you're good. That's what you're
Okay, sorry. Great, fast, not cheap.
Excellent. Speed of light. Top notch. Cost of the United States. So good and fast. So when you typically see people good and fast, they are streamlined. Their business, they have invested to truly be fast. You're going to have an invoicing software. You're going to have a webhook Zapier bill.
Also a dehydrator. You're going to have everything nailed down so you can do the turnaround fast.
You're going to have an eddy. The definition of fast is an eddy. So all of that has to get paid for. And they know they can because of the scale of good and fast means that they will not be cheap. The cost of the one for the other two. I would like to believe that our mission is to get everyone to good and fast, not cheap.
Yes.
However, nobody's wrong for being the other ones. If you're listening to a business marketing podcast, though, that's kind of what you're shooting for.
Good and fast. We got to get that flood on there.
So we're going to go to cheap and fast, but not good. It's not good. So when you're cheap and fast and you're crappy, you're really bad. Here's the thing. There's people, this is where everyone dogs on Panera. Panera ain't care. They are cheap and they are fast.
Panera is making maybe, I want to say probably, and some Panera person out there are screaming, 10 dozen a day of those tulip flip-flop cookies.
I would like to say, what if Panera Corp, if you're listening, thoughts, what if we didn't do it lemon? What if we just did?
But a lot of people like lemon.
I know, I don't.
I know me and you like a vanilla.
I would like it to be labeled lemon flip-flop instead of being surprised that it's tart.
I'm gonna say this. People are gonna start throwing computers and phones. Me and Heather do not like almond tasting things.
I don't.
Almond flavor. You don't. Because I made it for you once and you did not like it. But there's a lot of sugar cookies that are made with lemon, almonds, and vanilla.
People love that stuff. Corey and I are not them. Also, we go to Olive Garden every week. So you take that our palates are not refined.
Someone said my quesadilla was the whitest girl's quesadilla she's ever did see.
It's cheese.
Yeah, but there's I don't like any brown spots on it. Scotty makes me, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, I posted a reel today on our Instagram and I showed you my lunch. And you guys are dogging on it.
We have run out of content. Corey's tortilla.
Yeah.
So when we go to cheap and fast but not good, I actually think there's a ton of space for bakers in here.
There's a ton of space. A lot of people remember this stuff last minute. And you know what? They just want something that's
where
cute.
These people thrive. Yeah. And here's the thing. If you can detach, that line isn't perfectly made, you are cut from the fabric of cheap and fast, but not necessarily good, and you don't care.
Yeah. A lot of clients send me stuff, and I'm like, oh, line work isn't their favorite thing. They just want something that's cute.
So when we have people, and I know everyone's like, turn your worth. Yeah, no, these people are charging the worth. They're just not charging a high margin. So if we're saying that the average healthy margin outside of marketing campaigns would be 15 to 20%. Mm-hmm. I was in another group and they were like, what's your profit margin? And somebody's like 200%. Like I charge them their left arm and then I add up tax. So irrelevant. So if we're saying like a healthy profit margin would be your cost covered, indirect. And then we also factor in 15 to 20% profit margin. Yeah. These people would maybe take that down to, let's say, 5% profit.
Yeah, but they're also if I'm lining up a projector to make every cookie look the same, that's twice as long. That will take.
Maybe these people aren't even doing custom shapes, plaques, circles.
They're probably not doing that puffy lettering that takes 50 million hours.
Dip cookies, standard shapes, throw it into an eddy. Again, eddy. But here's the thing. What I just described there is these people are working off economies of scale.
And what they're doing is probably printing off on wafer paper, cutting it.
That was another tongue twister.
Wafer paper.
Twinge it.
I'm already at the beach. I can say crab legs.
Crab leg in her teeth already. But yeah, so when we look at these three, none of these setups are wrong.
No.
And
there's room for each one of them at the table.
Yeah, so the good and cheap but not fast person likely isn't really leaning heavily onto marketing because they don't need to.
They are booked out.
They're booked out by their friends, family, their bridge club. They're good. They're not trying to pack in little windows of time.
And I want to say, while you're like, wow, that sounds great. They're not having to market so much. They're booked. The problem is, they're not making a lot per order.
But they don't need to because they're not spending a lot on marketing and cost. I'll bet you a lot of people who fall in good and cheap but not fast don't have a website. You're paying in cash when you see them at church the next day. Like those are my more leisurely type people. If you're operating in here and you don't feel leisurely, you're in the wrong category. You've picked the wrong two.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're just like, I'm good and cheap but not fast, but I'm struggling, I'm stressed, I'm burnt out, that's where a lot of people get tired when they realize they've been in the wrong category and then they say, what should I do? And then immediately raise your prices because that changes you to what category? It changes you to good and fast but not cheap.
Yeah.
So those people, good and fast, not cheap, they're leaning heavily into marketing and they're probably paying for ads on Facebook. They're using Google My Business. They're putting money into it to get more money out of it. And thus their costs have to be covered by higher prices.
Yeah.
And then we have the economies of scale people, my Panera breads. They're like cheap and fast, not necessarily good. You'll get it. You'll have your party. It will be delicious, but it may not be the most, like it's not a sweater texture.
I would say for the, I hate saying not good. That's so
For you
rude.
crappy people out there.
For the people that aren't focused on like the perfect symmetrical, icing and shapes and things like that, they might not get the return customers. They're probably fighting for the return customer a little bit more often.
They're living in a last minute customer area.
Yeah, so those people have no allegiance. Their allegiance is to whoever can make
Availability because you're cheap and fast.
Right.
And they're people. So in the cheap and fast, it would be hard pressed to have the highest quality ingredients. Doesn't mean you have a low quality. It means that you said, hey, I saved money in the kitchen, so I can save you money when you place that order. So again, we're compromising good, and that compromising can look like a lot of things. Cheaper ingredients. Great. Some people absolutely love the cheaper ingredients. Corrie and I'll be honest, Ross, that's right there. It is cheap and fast, but wash them twice, Enjoy the 2 wears you'll get out of that dress that you didn't need.
You did go through a big Ross phase a few years ago.
It has the variable reward shopping system. I saw an ad for, I think it was Home Goods.
Yeah.
And it's their tagline now, this marketing campaign is happy finding.
Like they even know.
Yeah. And so the ad is this lady and she's walking through one of the aisles and all of a sudden this lamp turns on all you could see was the lamp.
Listen.
They're all dancing
there's
with
winning
their
the lotto
weird thing.
feeling, and then there's that feeling.
Don't play the lotto. Play the Home Goods. Get in there and scratch your numbers.
Me and Heather said you can't walk into a Home Goods, TJ Maxx, or Marshalls wanting something. You can't be like, I need a black dress. Because if you want it, it won't be there.
It disappears.
You have to go in not wanting.
You say, I don't want anything, but I'm open.
You almost have to go in and be like, you know what? I don't want to spend anything today. And I'll grab it.
The best thing you've ever seen in your life. And then you have, and this is how Ross just trips me out the door. They have one of the thing. Not multiples of the thing. One of the thing I want. One of the thing I didn't want, but now I want. If I leave, it's on my mind.
It will not be there.
It sits
if
in
you
the back.
blink, it'll be gone.
I have gone to a Ross, found a thing I wanted, said, Heather, you don't need this, left and come back and bought the thing.
Did you know that Ross is not actually called Ross? Its full name is Ross Dress for Less. That's its actual name.
Ross Dress for Less. Love it.
Ross Dress for Less.
You never change Ross Dress for
Less. Someone say Ross Dress for Less, and I was like, that's no.
Hey, I'm headed out to Ross Dress for Less. Anybody?
That's what's actual name.
You can't need anything because you won't be there. Anybody not want anything that they want?
You'll still be saying the name, but they're not going to get there.
Ross Dress for Less is a genius idea. And if we want to extrapolate a marketing lesson from our poor spending habits.
Oh, stop.
I know.
You even said crap, and that's technically a bad word in our house.
I feel like you've said some questionable things on the podcast.
Not today.
Today.
Twin quip.
So that when you stand in the line, you're surrounded by product. Like the product is the gate to stand in the line.
I love
those sour gummy bears, worms. If they're in there,
you know, like buying candy from Ross.
In the checkout line, you're surrounded by candy on all sides.
The cotton candy balls.
My mouth watered. I try not to make direct eye contact.
Ross must have like a partnership with Jelly Beans.
Oh my goodness! Where did you get the Jelly Bellies from? Jelly Belly.
I don't know why you're sweaty. You were sweaty at lunch. You were turning around.
I was. Oh yeah, I was sweaty. I'm just red in general, but I was also sweaty. We went to Olive Garden on Monday, threw off the entire restaurant. Them
Yeah,
thinking it was
they
Tuesday.
didn't know what to do with us. They were like, what?
We're like, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday? What? Oh, it's Monday. Sorry.
I know.
I even confused myself.
I know.
So back to good, fast. You can't use the word and there. It's got to be an or. So let's pretend somebody's good, fast, and cheap.
They're dying.
They're running a charity, 501c. You cannot be good and fast and cheap without extreme burnout, no profit, and no scalability.
You'll be a shell of your former self. The stress.
Here's the thing. A lot of bakers actually start in good, fast, and cheap. You want to be good because you're getting started.
I'm practicing.
You know that, like, I don't want to be bad and try to sell this. I want to be good. So you're going to really work and you're going to put in a lot of time and money taking courses. So you're
a lot of people
money.
don't feel like they can charge a lot. I'm doing this for fun. My friend wanted to buy a set, so I don't know. I charged $29 for a dozen.
Then you want to be fast because the friend was last minute and it's a person's a friend. I don't want to disappoint them. So I'll stay up till 2 a.m. so you don't have to. So then you have, it's pretty good. It's fast. And you're like, well, I don't want to, I don't want to steal from my friend and I'm not good enough to charge a lot yet. So I'm going to be cheap. That thought right there is sugar cookie marketing's number one lead funnel because you will get burnt out and you will start looking for solutions and you will find us.
Like, I need
and you will twinkle
help.
into the group.
Twinkle in.
What was the word? Twinkle?
Trinkle.
You will trinkle into the group because you are exhausted and you say, if I do this one more holiday, I will not survive.
Yeah.
And
it breaks my heart.
Oh. That's a lot.
When I get on Instagram and I go through my little liking of the hashtag and I
What's
see
the hashtag
people,
that we can use to get a free like?
Hashtag sugar cookie marketing.
We really try to be creative with that one. Go
I know. And I see people who are like, I'm hanging up my apron. The joy is no longer in me today.
Those ones. Wow.
I'm like, oh no, we were so close. Because if you were charging
so close
to keeping them as a baker, if you charged more and you worked less, you would experience less burnout.
Yeah, so if you charged more, I'm trying to look at which one of the charge more. So you're
doing less.
So you're good and fast, but you're not cheap.
Yeah, that's our goal. You said we're trying to get people to not be cheap.
Yeah, that would be the ideal marketing goal. I would dip into the other options out of seasons. You do not have to be one of these all the time, but you need to be intentional about which ones you are at what times. So come the holiday season, which we're buckling up for, because I think this will be the last leisurely week.
This will be an everlasting life.
I feel like there'd be a Ross Dress for Less commercial sound.
I think so.
Yeah, Ross Dress for Less. So right now, I would say that you can be whatever, not fast. People are forgetting that bakers exist in the month of July. I know. Some of you guys are like, I just am trying to get money.
Listen to me. I have had so many emails just for Saturday.
Every Monday, I post the countdown.
You do.
And now I'm starting to see people replying with, oh, wow, my school starts in 2 weeks.
Yes.
My school starts in a week.
Like,
this is it.
Reign of those horses.
It wasn't a long break because a lot of people.
Halter top. Because we are getting ready to go.
Did you say a halter top? What are you riding your horse with?
With my halter top. He's got a halter. I got the halter top.
Is that a halter?
Is it a halter?
We did take horseback riding.
I said reins once and someone said it was a halter top.
Corrie, my parents, if you thought we were any wider than Corey's tortilla, we signed up for horseback riding lessons. All they really made us do was clean the horses.
Yeah, the stalls.
But like, okay, these are horses that train idiots how to ride a horse. They were not doing what we say. They're just doing what they want.
They're just phoning it in.
Yeah. So they nailed letters to the walls of this barn, whatever horse barn. That sounds closed. This was very open, but there was walls and
it's
open on either side.
Barn, I think.
That makes me feel like we're in this like
wallless barn.
And there was like an A, B, C, or D. And the guy would be like, A, and then me and my sisters
try to get this horse over to the wall.
He doesn't want to get close to the wall.
Its neck is long. I wouldn't want to be next to the
arms were short.
cobwebby wall either.
And we had 3 of these horses.
Like,
and we were trying to. I don't know. I'm probably not good. We were not good with horses. Let me tell you.
In my dreams now, I feel like I am good. Like I could.
You take your halter top and you go right to that point. But to get a horse to move an inch.
No.
To Scoochie?
I would actually lean before you would move.
The barn owner guy, the open barn owner guy, he was like, you didn't touch it. Like it's not moving forward. My arms are short. He clearly doesn't need to scooch 1 inch, he thinks.
In our younger years, and even now today, right and left is like really hard. If you just
that
say
was a
turn
big
right,
one.
I have to really think about it.
Didn't he make us write it and then be
He
like,
said,
right?
I'm going to paint it on the back of your hand. We boohooed. He's gonna put an L on my left hand.
I can't believe Mom and Dad let us sign up for that.
Still now. It's hard. Yeah, I get PTSD when someone's like, turn right. Turn right. Let's go.
Take away my altar call. So that takes us to the marketing nugget.
Did
I
you
would
learn
say
anything? Did they learn anything?
no. We're at the beach. they're
Listen,
the ones
this
who asked-
podcast wasn't supposed to happen. Y'all texted him.
Yeah, Corey thought for sure. Corey said they haven't been texting in for over 2 years. Surely they're not going to text him now. But I do think that the message, even though the delivery off, the message is
Definitely right, not left.
the message is touching the A. The delivery is taking a lot.
What we don't want for you is to get through this busy season and be like, I'm giving up. This was horrendous.
You talking about the holidays coming up?
Yeah. These next few months. We got back to school, which is huge for people who love cookies, either if you're buying it for your kid that's going back to school or for the teachers.
I want to say that the notebook cookies have people in a chokehold. Notebook cookies have taken no hostages this year.
They take everyone hostage.
You know
every
why?
year.
You know why? Because it's the easiest idea. You don't even have to just draw a line kind of straight. If you're cheap and fast, don't draw it straight at all. Just give them a white cookie.
Get a line on her.
And then a little edible marker.
I know. And a little note to your kid, and you look like a rock star.
I mean, what kid wouldn't be like, I'm eating a love note from my mom?
I know, but you got back to school. You got all the cookie classes. This is the big prime time for classes. You got Halloween, Thanksgiving.
I feel like,
Christmas.
personally, and I know people are like the big three, Halloween, Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Christmas, but September brings a vibe of people just running to a Hobby Lobby to get a fall
It's
wreath.
because everyone's coming back in town
Yeah.
from their time of traveling, and they're like, wow, we had such a fun summer, and now we're like in boring September. What can we do this weekend?
Yeah, so you're really hoping, even though the weather here does not cool down, but you're hoping, you're busting out. You say, if I wear the sweater, maybe the weather.
We've
will
always
play.
taught falling into fall for September.
It was like so
Like, you
hot.
gotta will
was
it.
Like you could get a tan
Like,
walking
if
in the
you
class.
will it with these cookies, maybe the
We're
weather will
sweating,
break.
but we're like, yeah, and grab your pumpkin latte cookie.
I know. But there's a lot of chances to make money this next few months, but there's a lot of chance for burnout. And you'll see in January, people will be like, this isn't for me.
January's a rough
hated it.
one.
Yeah.
There's half of the people in January are like New Year, New Me, New Year's resolutions. The other half are like, I don't like this at all.
I got to take off 5 months. I need to find myself again. I've lost who I was. I never saw my kids for the last 4 months.
Yeah. Then it's extremely difficult to re-enter the market from a marketing perspective after these larger breaks.
Yeah. But breaks are needed. But what if we can preemptively?
I'd much rather, from a business management standpoint, small, short spurts of breaks, taking off a couple days here, Disney trip with your kids, than these big, long. It's very hard. And I see people, and life happens, and you're allowed to take off these breaks. But from a marketing perspective, I would have a strategy in place during those breaks so that it's not just real like a huge issue, a huge campaign that you got to launch when you come back.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll do a whole podcast on burnout before
They get burned
the
out.
season of burnout. Just to maybe keep it. People are
Some
going to
strategy
pressure
ideas.
you to take their orders. Ask me how I know. This lemon order has appeared in my inbox 4 times today.
When you see the orders, do you spend the money in your head and that's why you take them?
No, I look at how easy the order is. Okay.
Do you not think, wow, for what is it, $320? Pretending.
No, I really like.
Gross.
I look at it and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of details in there that they want. I wouldn't be spending $320. I'd be almost like,
I'd be halfway
that's
to
costing
mentally
me like
to
5
Ross
wrinkles,
dress for
which
less.
costs $600.
Yeah. Now that I can look at things in terms of Botox, I'm like, that's not worth the wrinkle it'll cause. I'll $650 to get my forehead done, and that's a 2 wrinkle ask right there, and that's gonna be a no for me.
You got to be mad that I'm getting my next Botox thing for
Okay,
free.
tell them how you did it then. I'm mad, yeah, for sure. Hate you.
So I went to my first Botox appointment. The lady didn't know who I
No,
was.
here's the thing: you laid the groundwork with making a community group 2 years ago.
I made a community group. This went to this Botox lady that some people recommended. Loved to go in my community and support other local ladies. Went and got Botox, but I secretly filmed a video while she was typing away of her shop and
Did
everything.
you film your wrinkles?
You know, I had to go in with no makeup, and no one was ready for that. So I actually put my recommendation. I actually was like, hey, I went to Gretchen. She's amazing. Put it in my little group. She got 4 clients from that.
Which, if we're talking about one of the ladies from your little group was telling me how much
She spent so much money.
So, like, I would say, I mean, I think she was spent the $6,000, $5,000 in injectables and skin treatments. So, one lead for that lady. So she turns around and says, Corrie, next tox appointment. That's on me, Bodie. So raise your eyebrows extra high. Yeah, so Corey's going for free. When are you going?
She's actually moving to a new location in August. So I said I'll come in August and film your new spot. Wink, wink.
Where is it? In Lakeridge?
No, still Occoquan.
Aki?
Yeah.
Oh, good for her. Occoquan. Occoquan is a very cute little quaint.
It's an old town.
I think it was started. I read the history of that building at the end of it that they can't sell.
Yeah.
It was like started in the 1800s.
Yeah. It's
by the family behind Ellicott City in Maryland.
funny.
Mm-hmm. Huge strife. Lots of divorces. It is cursed, so don't go.
Same. Oh my God. Driven through there once or twice.
To Ellicott City. That's hilarious. Lost my train of thought.
Tell them about the cookie college.
The Cookie College. Wait, actually, can you read the letter from Jillian?
I can.
I want to tell you about the Cookie College. The Cookie College is awesome. It is good and fast, but not cheap. But my job, and I was talking to some people about it over the weekend, it may be good and fast. You get a lot of content and you get it the minute you pay for it. Mm-hmm. But it's a little hot. It's $76 a month. Mm-hmm. You can sign up for the year and get 2 months free, so it brings that down a bit. But my challenge for everybody is that I get you $77 each month. That the content and the strategies and the marketing concepts in the college bring you $77, which means my cost plus $1. So you've made a profit.
But you're learning something through these months. You're learning how to nail those pre-sales, teach cookie classes.
Corey added last week outer space cookies, and you have me adding a class today. I didn't look at it directly in the eye.
Necessarily a class.
What is it? Can you explain to me what I'm supposed to do?
The Eddie thing?
Yeah, is it the graphic?
The graphic.
So they print it onto the Eddie to make a notebook cookie or heart.
So we can be fast and not cheap.
There you go. There you go. So
all right.
I'm sorry. A little history of what this is. Corey and I have taught in-person cookie decorating classes for a couple years, and so we've created a lot of just our own class curriculum.
Yeah.
And now we do the cookie class kit, so it looks a lot better, I'll be honest. But some people were like, hey, I really like what you did for July, but I wanted to teach those hamburger sets. They're great for DIY kits, kind of the stacked, the deconstructed
and we had
hamburger.
Taught it, but there was a lot of cookies, a lot of colors.
Yeah, so Corey and I were like, well, we're not going to teach it anymore for our personal classes because we only do 4 icings, and that one was 5 icings. So it's a lot more work and a lot more time. But we did sell at that class, but I don't think that we had a good time with it.
No, too many circles.
Too many circles. But the people in the college were like, hey, we hate to do this to you, but can we get that content? Can you? Because they knew that it wasn't supposed to be there. Yeah. They knew it wasn't promised to them, but they were like, so I think I said, if this post gets enough likes, I'll do it. But Jillian had asked us if we wouldn't mind doing it.
Yeah, I think she was the one who had originally asked us. So let's post.
She was like, we'll bully them into getting this class. And it worked, but she sent us a card today. Corey's going to read it.
It says, you're both the best. No favorites here. It's a $50 Olive Garden gift card.
Ridiculous.
It says, Corrie and Heather, I wanted to send you this as an additional thanks for the burger class, but also to say that you have helped me so much to be more confident in my business and baking. And the cookie classes are the cherry on top. I was told I should be a teacher, and now I am. I love hearing you both giggle on the podcast. Good. It makes me smile every time. It reminds me of me and my mom and how we would break out into fits of giggles. So much fun. I look forward to learning more from you both. Best of wishes. And she said, enjoy some OG on me.
Listen.
You
give me an Olive Garden gift card and I will give you my left. Thank you so much. But yeah, the Cookie College, Jillian's been in there forever. But I would like to think that a lot of people are saying, and I don't want to use names, but one member posted over the weekend and she was like, hey, my child needed a medical device. It's very expensive. In the past, this would have thrown me so hard. I would have had to scramble for money. She said it was 100% paid by cookie class money.
Wow.
Right. Great. Awesome. The kid can hear because she put in the work to do it. So you better sign up.
I told you that story. No, listen, the reason why we have it is because we saw that bakers needed marketing, that people don't start baking and automatically know marketing. They start baking because it's fun.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be nice if it came with an ingredient for marketing. I would like to
Please
make that
sprinkle
one.
half a teaspoon of marketing.
So what we've been able to do is make the cookie college and make it in terms of a baker. So you're not using these weird far off terms.
All the
that make no
concepts can be
sense.
found for free on the internet.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
But the differentiators is that they've adapted them for bakers, specifically mostly cottage home.
Yeah, and if you hear how fast these voices talk,
You're gonna get it.
it's good
fast.
fast. It's really fast.
You're not gonna be able to understand it, but you're gonna hear it.
But their videos, it's really easy. You take it at your own pace. If you want to join for a month and be like, hey, I'm really looking to up my photo game. You know, I really want to take those crispy, crunchy photos. Join for the month, take the photography course, and then dip out.
The Cookie College, join it for 1 month. In that month, you get every transfer I've ever made. You get every cookie class kits we've ever uploaded. You get every digital download. Even have some cutters, not well designed, but they do it. They do their job.
We call them one and dones.
How long do you need it? Hopefully not more than a week. It is the Ross Dress for Less of cookie cutters. However, they print, man. They print. And take that and then cancel it.
Yeah.
Cancel it. I'll guarantee you, you could be back.
Listen, take one over on me and you.
Yeah.
Make us feel
Welcome.
like
I welcome
idiot.
you to steal from our table
Walk
by
over
just
Heather like a rug.
step upon me. Welcome.
Heather's boyfriends, please ignore that last part.
They're like, we already done did that. We're good. We know she'll take it.
Let's go to the sponsors because I want to read what Eddie texted me the other day.
We're leading with Edifer.
We're leading, if I can find it. Tell them what Eddie actually is.
I'm going to just say, I'm sorry, because we are transitioning into the busier season. I think it's going to take a few people by surprise.
Yeah.
Securing an Eddie now means that you can have 1 month before you need them. Do not buy an Eddie when you need
Do
them.
not take an order
Do
for
not-
a giant corporate
Yeah,
order.
do
and then
not
need
take
an Eddie.
order by Eddie. You can purchase your Eddie now, the Eddie printer, which Corey's going to read more about, and then you can start learning the machine, which learning curve depends on your technology aptitude.
Yeah.
But you'll know it. You'll be able to work the kinks out of it. You'll get acquainted with a tray or two, and then you can start the marketing material around.
And you might say, but what if it doesn't work out? What if I get the Eddie and I don't like him? Guess what? The edible ink printer, you get worldwide 30-day money back guarantee.
I didn't know that until they sent that message,
Money
and I thought that
back
was great.
Guarantee. That's insane.
Read else. What they
Next, you get free one-on-one training in your language.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy to me.
Wow.
1 year warranty.
Just so you know, they ship internationally, so
They
that's
do
why they
yeah.
offer that.
Oh, yeah. Way to cut me off.
I got hype about my man.
Free shipping to most countries, including the U.S., Canada, and about 130
I know
more.
they have an arm of them that is German. It goes by a different name, but I see them sometimes on the internet. They're the best pictures.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And they have real live people who answer the phone and who handle support. They offer support 6 days a week, which is kind of unheard of.
You know, they let their group vote on Sunday
That's
support days, and
crazy.
people are like, you guys deserve a break.
You guys deserve a break. So it's Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. When my
Ridiculous.
eyes are literally closing. Someone could be helping you.
I texted you yesterday in the middle of the day, and I know you were asleep.
No, I was cleaning my dehydrator.
Okay.
And I had gloves on.
Okay.
Saturday, 11 to 8 p.m. through live chat. Who does all
You
that?
buy
Primera.
Eddie, you stay for Primera.
You absolutely do.
Yeah.
They are rated 4.7 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, but in my heart, 5 out of 5.
Almost believe, like I said, and perfect rating to me, you're a liar. You're a liar. 4.7, you're a truth teller.
Yeah.
You can't please everybody.
You can't. But if you're wondering, what is this Eddie that they're talking
We
about?
literally haven't told them
We
what
have
it
not.
is.
It's a direct-to-food printer. It's the coolest thing since sliced
You think
bread.
somebody would start listening to the podcast on podcast episode 121? Like you're just we're like, I'm just jumping into these insane people.
I doubt people are jumping into this podcast.
Download Spotify.
I think it's against their will just so they can hear the weekly jokes. But the direct-to-food printer, it prints right on food. So I work with royal icing cookies. It prints on royal icing. And you're like, oh, do you have to wait for it to dry? I don't. I let it crust over, put that thing in the Eddie, it prints on it, and then it dries all together for me. Bag, baby, boom. I'm going to be doing it on that lemon set that I got.
Oh, smart.
Yes.
When people incorporate it, yeah, I can see it from a mile away. When I'm like, that's too clean. Those
I'm like,
lines, not overblown.
No way that you had that gradient of color.
So when Corey was talking about those notebook cookies, you could. I don't know how to draw a straight line. I'll be honest. The more I think about making it straight, the more squiggly
you
it
give me
gets.
some caffeine, you're going to get a wiggle line.
You give
You're
me a
gonna
pen,
get
you're going to get a wiggle
worm.
line. My straight line and my signature are the same.
Yours is very bubbly. You have a very bubbly signature.
You know, I used to practice to get that H really edgy.
Very bubbly.
Okay,
but if you want to do the notebook cookies to really make your money on them, because you just have to flood white,
dip it,
print.
Yeah. Wow. In and out, and then throw in that's good, and that is fast.
Then it's
but do not make it cheap, because a lot of people are like, well, that's so easy. I'm going to make it cheap. No, the Eddie is not. So don't.
Yeah. So the Eddie, you have to. It's got its full payment is $3,000, and then I will say the printer cartridge lasts forever. But you can get.
They do have expiration dates on them, but
they do. But how many cookies can you get?
It's relative. A lot of people ask that in the group, and they're like, based on the size and the color.
That's
if you have
true.
high saturation, you're going to run through it. If you have, like, if you're doing these notebook cookies, it'll last for 20 years.
That's true.
It'll expire before then, but it will last forever.
Yeah, but definitely check out the Eddie B.
Where's that? Where's that? The Eddie
Check out the Edible Printer Users Group on Facebook. They'll show you what they can do. They're printing on everything out there.
They're printing on everything. Anyways, I'm going to sell Bake and Bake, even though I don't. A lot of people ask Corrie on her reels, which are just absolutely floating our page. None of the content I post is anything, but Corrie's little reels, they're doing. So, and if you want to know, definitely post reels. Okay, the other day, I wish I could tell you something else. Those reels have, we just got 100,000
on the page.
100,000 likes, not dollars. No, do not be confused with stars.
Just honestly, negative dollars and a little bit stressed.
For 100,000 page likes or followers, whatever the number is, we have made through stars. Brace yourselves. 50 cents. 50 centiroonies.
I miss when they monetized your videos. Like you could post like 5 videos and get money off of them. And then they were like, that's how.
We're going to keep that. You keep posting those reels, though, for that engagement. Anyways, what? Oh, yeah. So Corrie posted an icing transfer reel.
Yeah.
I think it was like little flowers.
Apples.
Apples. And then all these people in the comments, of course, I can't answer the baking questions, but I like to see what they ask. They're like, what is this recipe? Nobody ever gives me the recipe. I'll give it to you. It is the recipe on the back of Bakety Bake. Plus, what is that weird ingredient?
It's called cream of tartar.
Cream of tartar. Sounds disgusting. It sounds like we're eating oysters, I'll be honest.
Cream of tartar.
Oh, tartar sauce. Cream of tartar sauce.
Yeah.
And I will be eating oysters.
Put some tartar sauce in your royal icing. You'll have 0 customers.
You will be available. So, baketybakeIdaho.com sells the Royal Batch meringue powder that has, let me think if I got this, it has egg whites. It has vanilla.
No. The first one doesn't count as the thing.
Is it in there?
I don't know.
It has
a powdered form of it.
It has vanilla.
Yeah.
It has
corn
syrup.
Uh-huh.
I feel like it has vanilla.
White
icing flavoring. Colors.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Corrie, because we live in the armpit. It is a sweaty armpit where we're living right now. She adds that cream of tartar sauce.
Cream of tartar is like a stabilizer. Don't know much more about it than
bleed
that.
a lot. However, that is the recipe. You do not, it is not hidden. It is printed on the back of them bags.
But I did make a video about it using the back of the bag.
I would tell people, like, don't take the recipe from the back of the bag and use a different meringue powder, though.
I don't know.
Because you're not going to have those components in it.
You wouldn't.
You'd be going rogue.
Yeah.
So but use code TWINS.
Yeah, I actually, if you didn't know, if you use Shop Pay, which a bunch of shops use there,
is ridiculous.
It's got me in a chokehold.
Oh my! When I go to check out and Shop Pay pass up, and it's like, here's a code.
Oh,
hey Heather, how you been? We're shipping that other thing from another website.
But if you use Shop Pay, you get Shop Cash is what it's called, and they give you cash for using Shop Pay that you can use at different vendors that allow it.
Can I? You want to dog on Shop Pay? Oh, go on.
What are you dogging on them for?
This feature. It's disgusting how good it works on me.
Yeah, because you don't have to remember one thing.
No, this I can tell it's a Shop Pay store because when you go to check out, it looks all the same.
Yeah.
It's like through Shopify, right?
Yeah.
Then I bought the thing. Even last night, I bought these, and I'm gonna bring them. These like magnetized little beads that you fit it with.
Okay.
Yeah, so I go and buy them. Impulse purchase. I'm just sweaty, typing on my phone, trying to check out. I hate buying things from my phone.
Okay.
And then I go and it's like order, and it's like, your order's complete, but wait, 20% off. You want to order 2 of those right now? 20% off. If you click away from this window.
That's not them taking. That's marketing working on you.
It is ridiculous that I have to make that decision. There's a countdown timer. It's a ridiculous discount. I walked in with 10%.
Yeah.
They hit me with a 20%.
Yeah.
I was offended, but I wanted to be offended.
Did you buy it?
I literally, and this is ridiculous, I clicked, add it to my order, and it glitched.
Oh,
I said, I didn't want it anyways. But what a ridiculously
I know.
smart thing.
But because of the Shop Pay cash that I've earned, so if you buy through Shop Pay, you get cash. I got $12 off of my 5-pound bag. Plus, using the code TWINS gave me an additional $12 off, which came out per pound to $20.
Is that competitive?
It's a steal. It's usually 28 or to 32.
So, bakety bake. What is she? Good, fast, and cheap? Which ones?
She's good and she's fast. She's not cheap.
Not cheap. She sells out so much. What if she raised her price? There's a cap. At the end of the day, there is a cap where you outprice your market. So before everyone's
she's
like,
in line with the others.
Oh, she is?
Yeah. I mean, her bags are so big. Like, you couldn't go get a 5-pound of Wilton's at the store. Maybe you could do like a web store. I don't know.
Smart then. The bulk buying. I'm a bulk person.
I just don't like the storage of it.
It really and truly, like when you go to like Costco.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a membership. I don't have a pantry.
Apartment people cannot. When I lived in an apartment, I did not have.
Where are you going to put that stuff?
No, you're just going to have to put it in the one cupboard they give you.
My freezer is as thin as a pencil.
It truly is. I want to be like, you make doors? That's cute.
What's the point of having one? Just give me the thing, that big block on top. I'll figure out the layout.
The handle's in half the width of the door.
Think of like a thing of butter that does not fit in the door of this freezer. You have to open it.
I thought we were talking about your pantry. Your pant.
Both.
Oh,
side by
tiny
side. The house is small.
Okay, and then finally,
last but not least, AE core backers, food safe backdrops used for upping your photo game. If you've seen any photo that I've taken, anything on my own bakery Instagram, it has been taken on an AE core backers, and it's a fantastic product.
AE core typically haven't asked this year. It will be at CookieCon. AE core does usually have Vendy Bloody. Kind of one of the biggest sellers there. Here's my strategy. If it were me, and I shop at Ross Dress for Less, so understand that I work off of that mentality, I would get my basics at the 20% off code of what? Sugar cookie at checkout. So I would get my basics now. So, use them. Get your photography, join the Cookie College. Here you go. And take the course. Get your photography dialed in for the next couple months. When Vendy Blendy hits, I want you to have a list. They sell out. They do. Especially they sell out the basics. So don't unless you're a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed late night person. Don't do that. Don't wait for it. You will be asleep. You'll be mad.
But have your already have
your wish list.
The basics.
Get them now at 20% off.
Yeah.
Because what she typically does, not sure what she's doing here, 30% off.
She did.
So I would have my basics. I would have my second tier. Maybe you're starting to work through that list. Maybe it's on your wish list.
Maybe it is.
Then I would have if you want apricot, if you want, what's the one that you got?
Pistache.
I would have those be my Vendy Blendy buys.
Yeah.
That's how I do that. Oh, we're going. Watch AE Core, have this checkout and be like, hey, if you buy this in 10 seconds, we'll do 27% off.
Plus, they do have lighting now. She just posted it to her Instagram,
I think
yesterday. And they're actually collapsible.
Storage.
I know. For storage, yeah. Because you can't have those big white boxes.
Okay, here's the thing. And I want to tell, because I know you've all been there, because I've been there. You want to get lighting, so you go to Amazon. That's where you start your research. Sure. And there's just ungodly cheap, huge lighting packages. I bought them. I'll let you know. No, don't do it. They produce an amount of heat.
From the sun.
From the sun. It produces light. Yeah, good and well. But if you cannot touch them, one, they're a huge fire hazard. Two, you cannot store them. They don't collapse. And then they got more of a cheap component. So I would almost say, don't cut corners on lighting.
Don't cut corners. We do have the mailbag.
Oh, yeah.
We got the tastiest shipment.
Jonathan, he's in the Cookie College, but he said, girls, I sent you something in the mail. Don't forget it. They are the thickest. Thicker than a Snicker, and they're probably Snicker tasting. What are you reading?
I'm reading his. I'm going to read the list of what he sent.
Okay.
We've got a root beer float.
Wait, tell us the name of the company.
It is Brandel Baked Goods. Jonathan is the owner and the baker. And I want to say it's O.R. Oregon. Am I wrong?
I think it is. What else could it have possibly been?
Or la, I don't know. Hawaiian Island in Aruba. Here's what he said. Root beer float, which is a root beer flavored cookie with white chocolate chips and vanilla buttercream. Strawberry lemonade mashup. And it does look like a strawberry cookie and a lemonade cookie.
The drop cookie people are so great.
Ran into each other. Yeah. Orange creamsicle. And that cookie is orange.
Oh, yeah. I know
he's orange. Yeah. Smoked s'mores cookie sandwich.
Dips. Yeah. Sorry. First come, first serve, man. We're twins. This has been our entire life.
Banana pudding cookie. And it does look like it. Strawberry Pop-Tart deep dish cookie. This thing is huge.
Didn't it have a Pop-Tart piece on top?
It does.
Smart.
Cotton candy cookie on a stick.
That was a stick one.
Yeah, that was a cute one. Millionaire's shortbread bar.
Well, I know I have to eat that one. It's named after me.
Short, yeah.
Fair.
And then decadent chocolate brownie.
Ah,
Look at that list.
Dang call so much.
Wow.
I'm going to literally end this podcast, wipe the spittle from the side of my, and then go eat those.
I'll split one with you.
Okay. Banana split one with me?
Huh?
Banana split one?
You want the banana?
I don't know. Something about when we read it.
I know.
I like the nanner. I think it gives a little softness.
There's one that has like, and I don't know which one it is. It's got like, it's super soft, but it has a lot of like what looks like icing on the top.
I am an icing aficionado.
You know. Do you have a twin twist?
I kind of think that one on my perfect work.
You don't have a twin twist?
Wait, no. I do.
Would you buy on Amazon Prime Day? There you go. Let's hear your list.
I bought 3 things.
3 things?
Yeah. They were not for work. They're for me. One was for work. Let me go pull it up. I think it's going to be weird. But I know, first of all, I did buy Corrie's air purifier. I've actually never had an air purifier.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
But I do have allergies. So, are you like that's good. I think we should have everyone tell us important. One of my items has changed in cart. I hate when that happens. Did it go more expensive?
Read us what you ordered, you babe.
It decreased in price. Okay, here we go. I want to let you know that honey app had me in a chokehold that day.
You're done.
Okay, so I purchased, those sunglasses holders.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about
giving
that.
Corrie one. I'm going to tell you guys about it. I got the MSA 3S Smart Air Purifier for home, large room, and bedroom. These titles are so archaic in the terms of search engine optimization. They work. But so Corrie had this air purifier.
Yeah. I've become in love with air purifiers. Now I have one everywhere in the house.
I think Baker should have one. Not even if you don't.
In my cookie room, there's always one going.
There's fuzzies always in the air.
If you have an AC system going, it's pulling air out from outside inside. And that has pollen, pollutants, dust,
fuzzies. These little white fuzzies. Where are those fuzzies coming from? Carpets.
Your clothes, cotton clothes.
So this air purifier, all it does is like sucking things through a filter. However, I did splurge and got the one that has
a little bit better than me.
Yeah, it has a Wi-Fi component.
I know. I just have one.
Yeah, I do. And so with the Wi-Fi component, it can use Google Home. And
I have one behind my couch area. I didn't want to look at it, I don't want to see it.
Not the prettiest things that
bright
I've ever
white,
seen.
Not pretty.
Not pretty.
Doing its job, though, because I showed Heather
what it looked like. Corrie's filter was ridiculous. Again, I would probably put them in high traffic areas of the house. It'd get ugly.
I have it behind the couch, but where you're coming in and out. People constantly going.
Just small allergens, take it out of there. And then I got this attachment right here would go, and a camera can swivel that way, so I could do a Facebook Live and not have to do a tripod every time.
How many? You have so many of those things.
I return them. I don't like most of them. Go ahead.
Someone was really calling me. 2 shirts.
Who was
I always
calling?
wear a jacket. I don't know. It's a New York's man. 2 shirts. I always wear a jacket. I got the Wow hair volumizer thing.
Do you like that? That's the foam.
Christmas piano book.
Let me see what it looks like.
It's Catherine Rollin.
Okay. Are you going to find in the bleak winter and just destroy it?
I've tried. Cat treats. They were sale.
Fair.
A makeup travel bag for your shower stuff.
Are you traveling?
Tomorrow. To the beach.
It got here yesterday.
Yeah, I did. I did get a Google Home. Not Google. What's it? Alexa. A Wow one.
You have a
white
bunch
one.
of them.
Yeah, but the one in my
Wow one.
Wow one. The one in my office is black, and it's like really just a nice.
What are you gonna do with them? Put them in our
in the basement?
Okay.
There's none in the basement.
Oh,
every other.
You remember I gave you one?
I still have.
Oh, he was a big dude.
He's my main guy.
Oh,
I got a Philips to go toothbrush.
you just make up a word.
You know Quip?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to get. It looks like a Quip, but it's Philips Sonicare. Won't come till after we leave.
You got it to go to
travel.
We go on one trip.
Listen,
Twip.
and then I'm going to.
Oh, God.
And then
we got to talk about cooking real quick. Heather Campbell, Brookshire.
I have to be
Heather.
Can you do this
Campbell,
by yourself?
No.
I have to go to the bathroom so
Heather
bad.
Campbell Brookshire is the sponsor of the CookieCon Florida Happy Hour Sugar Cookie Marketing. No, we don't have it'll be in the convention center. I'll just find a restaurant when we get there. But if you want her to plan your Disney trip, have her message you, but find her in the Facebook group under events and find the CookieCon Florida. She is just pummeling us with information, even if you just want to know. click interested there.
My bladder.
Okay,
Quit.
bye.